Hello everybody, hope everybody's doing great today. I hope you all are doing well and this video finds you in high spirits. And I haven't made a video in about 10 days, so I thought I'd talk about a very popular movie that everybody would want to know about or has heard about, and it might get my deep thoughts on it. So I thought I'd pick a very philosophical movie that's very deep with meaning and stuff. And so I decided to talk about the Barbarians. Yes, the Barbarians. Now, the Barbarians starred David Paul and Peter Paul. Came out in 1987. And if you've never seen this, I don't know why you have never seen this movie. It's fantastic. But yeah, so let's talk about the Barbarians. So like I said, it stars David Paul and Peter Paul. And basically what it's about is roughly about this band of entertainers. They're kind of like gypsies. They go throughout this continent from kingdom to kingdom to perform because the legend has it that one of the first kings possessed this jewel that, I should say queens. I think they only have queens. Queens that have this jewel that allows them this freedom to go. It's like a green card for them to go from kingdom to kingdom to perform without being harassed or and anybody can cause them trouble. Nobody can cause them trouble. That's the legend that we receive when the movie first begins. However, we find right at the beginning that this legend is pure fiction, fantasy, because right off the bat we have an evil king who attacks them, all because they have this magical jewel. And so, yeah, they attack this group of gypsies. I'm going to call them gypsies, but they're like entertainers. And I can't really remember their actual tribe name. But anyways, they attacked them, capture their queen. They're able to hide the jewel away from this evil king. And basically what we have is these two twins played by the Paul brothers here. And their quest is to not only to save their queen, but to get the jewel back, and so that this merry band of entertainers can continue their traditions of entertaining people from different kingdoms. So that's basically what this movie is about. This is clearly a B movie. You'll find this out right off the bat. And just like the first chase scene, you got a lot of these action scenes that just doesn't really make sense at the beginning. They're not very well choreographed. Maybe that's a plus side of this, is that the fighting scenes are not really choreographed, and it's just raw. When you get in a fighting scene, when you're fighting somebody, it's just you're just reacting. You're just acting and reacting, you're just doing whatever you can to win the battle. And maybe that's what they were going for with this. Unfortunately, that's not how it comes off at all. Like these guys, you can tell that nobody really has any fighting skills whatsoever. The sword fighting action parts of this, scenes, just looks like two people, me and my friend, back in the day when I was a little kid, going out in the backyard, taking a stick and just, fighting each other with these sticks, acting like we have these swords, fighting. I think our fighting choreograph would probably go a lot better than what was actually in this movie. So the action scenes is not really a strong part of this show. They're kind of comical to say that. I'm just trying to think the appropriate words. So since this is a Barbarian, you got these, is it an action adventure kind of movie? Well, the action isn't so great, so maybe the acting is fantastic. Not so much. The acting, it's not a masterpiece. Definitely needs some work. However, on these type of movies, it seems like the villain is always the best actor. In this movie, it's Richard Lynch. He plays the evil king, and he does a pretty good job of his performance. It's not, Oscar worthy, but it is probably the best acting this movie has to offer. However, our three heroes, the two twins and their damsel, I wouldn't say she's a damsel in distress, though they do kind of help her out of a cage. But their damsel sidekick here Eva LaRue. Hopefully I pronounced her name right. They look like they're having a good time on screen. So they're since they look like they're having a good time, it does make this show entertaining, and it does kind of pull you in to their characters and into this world. So it is kind of fun to watch them on screen, especially the two brothers, the Paul brothers, on here, on their interactions and how they're going back and forth, they're bickering. Really, you really feel like these guys are, well, of course they are brothers, but their characters are related, and that they are, they do act like brothers would, and it's kind of fun to watch them interact with each other. And then you kind of have their lady sidekick there with them, and it looks like she's having a good time. So it does help you watch this movie and get through it, because the plot, the story itself, it's not really well written, but seeing these three actors in this, and it looks like they're having a great time, it kind of makes it worth watching. It kind of makes you, want to stay and see what's going to happen to these characters to the end. My favorite part, I have to say, is the end. Like, to pick the true queen. I'm going to give a little spoiler. I'm not going to tell you who the true queen is, though, so it's not a hardcore spoiler. They have this jewel, and to pick your queen, the new queen, the jewel has to kind of fit into the belly button. And of course, she has to be a virgin, and it kind of fits into the belly button of their new queen, which I found hilarious at times. I would give this credit with the costumes, especially the monsters. The monsters, like if you look on other 80s movies, they're pretty much on par on how some of the big budget movies look. I mean, you can definitely tell it's a man in a mask, but it is very creative, their monsters that they have. And I do kind of like how our villain's sidekick, how they died. They didn't die because of the hands of the heroes. She basically died because she was trying to get this jewel, and she got swallowed by a monster. It's kind of, to me, I thought it was kind of inventive. Usually like those type of characters die by the heroes, but no, not in this case. She doesn't die. She just gets killed while she's trying to capture the jewel. I don't know. I just kind of found that part inventive, and I liked it very much, that part. What else really much to say? But if you're looking, I mean, I'm kind of sucker for these type of movies. I love those sword and sandals, sword and sorcery type of shows. Really got drawn into them when I watched like Conan the Barbarian with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I kind of really like those type. That Arnold Schwarzenegger's movie, Conan the Barbarian, the Beastmaster. Really love those. So I'm a sucker for any kind of show like that or movie. I'll watch them, and that's kind of why I was interested in watching this. I went in, my expectations were met because they weren't very high. So if you go into this watching this and with low expectations, you'll enjoy this. If you're looking for something like as good as Conan the Barbarian or as good as Beastmaster or something of that quality, you're going to be very, very disappointed. Quality of like Clash of the Titans is definitely not that good of a movie, but you will find it entertaining. Not really sure. I think the best action scene of this is probably the very end when they're fighting the final king. You just gotta ignore the fact that it doesn't really make sense considering that he lost like 2 or 3 of his fingers, and he's still been able to hold a sword very well. If you just ignore that fact, put your disbeliefs out there, reality out there, just go with the flow. You'll enjoy it. So on this channel, I can't believe I'm actually talking about this movie for 9.5 minutes, but I did somehow. Anyways, so on this channel, we give 3 grades of the shows. If we really like it, we highly recommend, which is a fantastic show. Recommend. It's an okay show. Recommend with caution. I'm going to have to recommend this one with caution. Extreme caution if you watch this. Like I said, just don't go in with high expectations. If you like these kind of movies, sword and sorcery, you might enjoy it a little bit. I think you will enjoy, though, the Paul twins and what was her name again? Sorry, Eva LaRue. I don't know. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing her name right. I think you'll enjoy them. Enjoy them when they're on the screen together. They do a fantastic job. They seem to be enjoying themselves. You'll enjoy it watching them. And so the timer went off on me. Time to go. Have a great day. Bye.